Entrepreneurially Thinking is a presentation of BioSTL and CET, Center for Emerging Technologies, with Rare Gem Productions, changing the way you view new ventures, including you on the pathway to success with your business in the St. Louis marketplace and beyond. Here's your hosts, Cheryl and Christy. Now let's get thinking entrepreneurially.
Welcome back to the Entrepreneurially Thinking podcast. Our goal is to inspire your entrepreneurial mindset and create pathways for business success in the St. Louis marketplace and beyond. I'm Christy-Maxfield.
And I'm Dr. Cheryl-Watkins-Moore. I lead the BioSTL Inclusion Initiative for our region. Hey, girl.
How are you?
I am well. We are doing really well, closing out a new season.
Yeah, we're closing out season 7, getting ready to start season 8 today. So we've got all sorts of good things in the hopper. And you're just back from New Orleans?
From Nolans.
What'd you eat?
Unfortunately, it was an in-and-out trip, and I wasn't happy because I got the upscale New Orleans food instead of going down to where the really good food is.
Okay, so that just means a return trip.
Absolutely.
You were talking all things inclusion and STEM-related and
they want to replicate what we're doing in New
cool.
Orleans from all the great work and from all the folks that have participated in the Inclusion Initiative. The word is getting out nationally.
Wonderful.
So, great.
I'm so proud of you.
Yes,
that's really exciting. And that means that you guys are part of that movement.
Yes.
So we're thrilled that you keep coming back to share in these great episodes and interviews, that our founding sponsors, CET and BioSTL, continue their amazing support so that we can continue to be with you.
Yes.
And you can stay on top of all sorts of things like Cheryl's travels, as well as Vision, which is on October 19. And
all day.
Arlen Hamilton is going to be in the house.
Arlen Hamilton, the hottest ticket, the hottest woman in the venture capital space.
Yes.
You want to be at this event. She's coming to St. Louis.
So whether you're pre-revenue, post-revenue, whether you've been in business for 5 minutes or 5 years or
if you're in corporate,
years,
if you're in venture capital,
if you're doing corporate innovation, all those kinds of things, there's a little something for everybody.
Absolutely.
And there's Arlen as our keynote. So that's really exciting. So we look forward to you guys joining us there and to continuing to spread the word about the podcast. So make sure you share it with your friends, subscribe, be part of the movement, so to speak, and find us on iTunes, Spreaker, Facebook, LinkedIn, wherever you find your favorite podcasts.
And thanks to you guys, we continue to grow.
We do. About 1,000 new plays and downloads every single month. So thank you.
Thank you guys. So today, we've got some really interesting guests. As you guys know, St. Louis is becoming more and more attractive for business. The economy is growing, and many new companies are relocating to the city from around the globe.
Yeah, and we've got lots of great homegrown talent as well. So we're fortunate on both ways.
Yeah. But did you guys know there is a team of folks who serve St. Louis City and St. Louis County that promote the business growth and success that is drawing much of this positive attention? They are committed to the needs of St. Louis businesses and are creating the infrastructure, strategy, and plans your business needs to thrive and contribute in this region. When we come back, we're going to learn about the St. Louis Economic Development Partnership, or SLEDP, if you know those acronyms and those alphabets.
Abbreviations.
Yeah. How they may help you and the exciting work they're doing in the St. Louis region. So stay listening.
CET, the Center for Emerging Technologies, is a proud founding sponsor of this Entrepreneurially Thinking podcast. We want you to know all about the great things they are up to. Square One offers 2 training options. Square One Ignite, a 4-week program created to help founders quick start their business model validation process. Or Square One Bootcamp, an in-depth 10-week, 50-hour program that combines formal instruction with hands-on learning, networking, and mentoring. To learn more about Square One Bootcamp or Square One Ignite, visit CETSTL.com. And for your renewed and continuing support, CET, we say thank you.
Colleen Mulvihill, SLEDP, and entrepreneurially thinking means to me the opportunity to help businesses grow in St. Louis and reach their potential.
Joining us today is Colleen Mulvihill. client support manager with SLEDP, as we said, the St. Louis Economic Development Partnership. She also works with the Small Business Technology and Development Center, SBTDC. So if you've listened to some of our earlier podcasts where we had Lynette Watson on, we had Kevin Wilson on. We've shouted out to Kevin on a number of occasions. I think we brought him up when we talked with Erica Henderson too.
Yes.
All these folks work together in concert, and so we're really excited to have Colleen join us and tell us more about what a client support manager does and who she works with. We're also joined by Charleen Hoskins, an SLEDP client, and she is president and CEO
and founder
of the Property Adjustment Specialists, TPAS, a property and casualty insurance education firm established to create transparency in the insurance claim process.
That's amazing.
I know. Transparency, insurance, all of that.
That nobody even understands how insurance works anyway. You just pay some money and hope the hell somebody covers you.
So we're going to learn a little bit about that. We're going to learn how she's been on her journey building her business.
Yes.
We're going to figure out what it means to be a client support manager. So thank you so much for both being with us.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
We're thrilled. So Colleen, start us off. In your work, I know you're housed at SLEDP and its various locations, which we'll talk about as well. And you also work with Kevin and Lynette at SBTDC. So what does it mean for you to be a client support manager?
Yeah, thank you first for having me today. I'm so excited to be here. Part of my role as the client support manager for SLEDP is to support our clients like Charleen in our business centers. So we have 4 business centers right now, and one of them is our Lime business center where Charleen is housed. Okay. So we offer, and I support those clients that are in our business centers and helping them to grow. So we welcome entrepreneurs, startups, early stage businesses to come into the centers to have a space with affordable rent and some other resources like conference rooms and strategy sessions and education, as well as the other part of my job with SBTDC is as a business counselor. So it's really great to pair those and actually be able to lead my clients to different resources within the partnership and within the SBA. So we have the finance division. We have, business development. We can help with site selection. So I help entrepreneurs, whether they're going to come into our spaces, our business centers, or even if they're not, I can still help them with leading them to those different resources, help them with their business plan development. So all of those things are part of what I do.
So you walk hand in hand with many of these entrepreneurs along their journey as they're building their companies, right?
Yes.
Just what you said from a mentoring perspective. It seems like then that from the SBTDC and SBA, there's a lot of resources there.
Yes.
Charleen, maybe we can move to you to talk about your company and what benefit has Colleen and the partnership and the organizations that they touch have on your business?
Well, I would say it's had a really great impact on TPAS. Prior to being in, which is actually STL VentureWorks is the business incubator on Lime Ferry Road. Prior to doing that, we train on insurance. And in particular, we train individuals to become independent insurance claims adjusters. That's the first part in TPAS's journey.
How did you get into that business?
Well, I kind of fell into it. Funny story. I was actually working as a union organizer for the Texas State Employees Union down in Austin, Texas. And Katrina
so you're a transplant?
Yes, but I'm actually St. Louis born. So I kind of, it's a little funny, born in St. Louis. My parents moved to Los Angeles when I was a baby, raised there until I was 14, and then we came back to St. Louis. So I finished high school here and then went to college at Mizzou and partied too hard at Mizzou and then had to go to UMSL.
You just expanded your learning.
Yes, exactly.
I think Mizzou and UMSL actually have a relationship based on that.
Yes. I'm sure many have taken that journey. Exactly. Just transition right over here. Bring it back home. Yeah. So I ended up, my degree was in political science.
Me too.
Really?
Yes, girl.
Girl, look at us now.
Well, what it proves is that our parents shouldn't panic when they open up the newspaper and go, show me where there's a political science job.
Exactly.
My dad, the florist, my mom, the nurse, was like, I don't see any job listings for political science.
Every time you tell that story, I crack up.
And look at me now.
Right.
Look at you now.
Take that.
Check.
So I just I tried going for the political science gigs and didn't find one, and eventually through odd jobs and stuff, I ended up being a union organizer. And
in Austin, Texas.
Which is actually political science.
Right, it is political science, because you still have to keep up with everything that's going on with the state legislators, because that affects the state employees' pay, benefits, all of that. So yeah, I was still in the field in general. Okay. But Hurricane Katrina hit, and I liked my job. I had a good job, and I negotiate my salary very well at that time, but I had a negative reinforcement boss who was kind of like, no matter what you do, it's never good enough. And I was raised on, when you do good, you get kudos and hugs and kisses, and so that wasn't working for me.
It was a disconnect.
No, exactly. So I was like busting butt, and I actually had a conversation with him, and I said, it just seems like nothing I do is good enough. He said, I'll be honest with you, it never will be. And so from that point,
bye-bye.
Yeah, I was like, and I need to find something else
Hurricane,
to do.
you
So Katrina hits.
Out.
That was your hurricane, but by a different name.
Exactly. And so Katrina hits, and I happen to be on vacation. My mother is actually an insurance claims adjuster. She had just become one, and she didn't tell me. She was working at Chrysler here in Fenton and quit that to be an insurance claims adjuster with Katrina. She gave me the call, and I said, okay, let's do it. And that's where we all started. So,
Is it still a family-run business?
It is still a family-run business. My mother is my business partner as well.
Wow.
God bless.
Oh, that is great.
That's awesome.
Yes.
I love that.
So through learning about insurance, working in insurance on the opposite side of an insurance claims policy, that's when I realized, we need more training.
Yes.
We need to know more. We need to come better prepared as adjusters so that we can give the homeowner, the property owner, a better claims experience.
Yes.
And so that is where TPAS stemmed
And when
out
did
of.
you all found you find the found the company?
2011.
Oh, okay.
And when did you move into a business center?
It's going to be 2 years in December.
Awesome.
Why did you move into the business center?
Well, we actually started the business in Texas, talking about businesses that are transitioning from somewhere else into St. Louis, but then I'm from here, and so it just seemed right. I started getting more calls from people saying, can you have a training here? And that just really picked up to the point where I was like, we need to be in St. Louis. And we were training out of hotels, renting hotel spaces, conference rooms, and things like that. And I started saying, we need our own office. It's, you, of course, as a business owner, you're looking for the most cost-effective option. And so that's where I started doing my research. And I had actually contacted STL VentureWorks maybe about a year prior, but it was full. They didn't have any space. And right around the time I started looking for other options, that's when one of the site administrators gave me a call. So,
What did it mean to you to have someone like Colleen there who, in essence, is value add, right? When you say you have access to resources and support.
Yes.
She is the embodiment of many of those resources and value.
Colleen has been an absolute godsend. Any issues that we have had with the facility or anything like that, she's been right on top of it. It's been so great to have that kind of brick and mortar look to your business, that more professional look. You have a mailbox, so you have now a business address instead of like a P.O. box that we were paying for. And then, of course, we're centered at training. So we have a conference room, we have a break room, and so it's perfect, as well as my individual office space. So, I mean, even when I started off coming with really just bare minimum resources, because we built this from the ground up, no seed money or anything like that. I took my earnings from being an adjuster and put that into the business. And so being able to have STL VentureWorks there and SLDP there to support me has just been, just bar none. And then the little events that they will have in the meantime, the lunch and learns, also the larger events that they have citywide has helped me to, make and build relationships. I was
going to say the connection and the networking.
Exactly.
That's been wonderful.
Yeah. It's been really,
Colleen,
really
you must
good.
be very proud.
I am. In fact, I wanted to toot Charlene's horn a little bit more, and even just the the format of her business is in training. So she's not only has this wonderful business, but she is serving the community by bringing in people and offering this whole, career option that so many people, I had no idea.
Sure.
Before I had my first conversation with Charleen, I was just blown away by the effect of, her business and giving people an option for a career that they might not
they
probably
have
never known about.
And I'm sure the insurance company, so you are contracting with insurance companies, training their employees.
So what I actually do is train individuals straight off the street. So in essence, I'm creating independent contractors as I'm creating adjusters at the same time. So I'm creating, within me being a business owner, my business model helps to create other business owners in return. Because as an independent adjuster, just to kind of give you guys a little background, all these major insurance companies, they have their own adjusters on staff. However, when you have a large storm, like what we just had with Florence and Katrina and Harvey, they have to outsource some of those claims so that they can service their customers. And when they do that, they hire third-party companies, which we call independent adjusting firms. Those firms hire independent adjusters. So that's what I'm training are those individuals to be independent adjusters.
So how do you find, because those individuals, if they don't know about the market and all, how are you finding these individuals to train them?
You know what is so funny? I like watching Shark Tank. And is it Damon, the gentleman that found FUBU?
Yep.
He talks about working with the power of broke. And so right now, I mean, just real talk.
There you go. We like real talk.
So we work with the power of broke. Currently, our customer base is strictly off of word of mouth. The only other form of advertisement that we do is I have my own personal Facebook page. TPAS has a Facebook page, a LinkedIn page, and a Twitter page. I put information out there, but most of it has been individuals that we've trained. They've gone on to get deployment assignments. They're making a whole lot more money now.
Oh, that's great.
And then the people in their circle of influence, they see what they're doing and they want to do the same. And so that's how we've been building.
I was actually just talking to my baby brother about insurance and how I thought that would be a good place for him to be. So maybe we'll have to have a follow-on.
There you go.
If I could just get all of them to just come to St. Louis, it'd be a lot easier for me to work my networks on their behalf. I'm just saying. If you're listening, Josh, come on now.
Come on
you're killing
down.
Your big sister.
Come on down.
Come on, Josh, be an adjuster.
But that's amazing because you don't hear about that as a career option.
That is correct.
And I think, Colleen, what you guys are doing over, not only at St. Louis Venture Works, but the whole SBA, SBDTC piece supports individuals like Charleen's business. What are other things that you guys get involved with?
Other kinds of companies in the incubators.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have such an array, a diverse community of businesses within our incubators, including we have some home health care providers. We have engineering company.
And are they at different stages of development? You have some startups.
Yes,
some
absolutely.
Okay.
More mature.
Okay. Great.
Yeah, and the idea, of course, is to help them grow and help them to grow out of our business centers and into their own spaces. And we're there to help them with that as well.
That's what I want to talk about when we get back, because just like you couldn't find a space, how are you transitioning folks so you're constantly creating, opportunities for young business owners? So when we come back,
we'll talk about that.
We'll talk about that. See, she didn't have to cut me off today.
We'll be right back.
BioSTL is a proud founding sponsor of this Entrepreneurially Thinking podcast, and we want you to know all about the great things they are up to. BioSTL Fundamentals is an entrepreneur development program targeted to founders wishing to start a company in the bioscience space, including therapeutic products, diagnostic products, medical devices, animal and crop agriculture products, and research tools. Participants earn resources by achieving specific coaching goals. You can learn more about BioSTL Fundamentals by visiting biostl.org. And for your renewed and continuing support, BioSTL, we say thank you.
Charleen Hoskins, TPAS, LLC. Entrepreneurially thinking means to me being able to disconnect from the matrix, taking yourself out of the worker bee schedule and taking back control of your life.
So, Colleen, you have many titles. So, client support manager and as a business counselor. How long have you been doing that work?
I've been doing that work at the St. Louis Partnership and SBTDC for almost a year.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And what were you doing before that?
Before that, I was in association management. So I was in a nonprofit environment helping businesses grow. Much of the focus in that position was in training and development. So it was a really good fit for me to transition to this role. And I've always been entrepreneurially. Oh, I was just hoping I could say that word when it came up.
Oh, gosh. You did a great job.
Was practicing. So, yeah.
You've been entrepreneurially curious or motivated or mindset?
Yeah, and yes, absolutely.
The word.
I like saying curious.
Nice.
We fit it in. We
so-
got to fit it in some kind of way.
Yes, I guess I'm e-curious. No, and
hashtag. That's a hashtagable thing.
so yeah, it is definitely a dream job for me to be able to help businesses and really play a small part in the success of entrepreneurs in St. Louis. I'm a St. Louis native. I love this city. Yeah, it's very exciting to be in this position. So.
And to see the community, I mean, when we look at how the startup community has really blossomed and how the partnership and SBDTC has played a huge role in that, because most people talk about, our startup community with really infant companies. You guys are working with companies, like you said, from all different phases of business. And Charleen, you're a testament that you're still in the St. Louis Venture Works. You see value in staying there.
Yes.
So has it been valuable with the networking connections that you've made in the community? How has that played out for you?
I think that it has. We have been able to network with individuals that are decision makers with organizations like the Urban League, with organizations. Now, we're still working on getting some bugs out, but that's the thing.
Yeah.
We would not have had that opportunity had we not been connected to SLDP, to STL Venture Works, and then it's a much more professional look. We've also been able to, so now we're a vendor with the Missouri Department of Secondary Education Vocational Rehab.
Oh, wonderful.
So what that means is that individuals who have a disability, they can attend our courses and have that paid for by what's for short Voc Rehab. So, and we've already had 3 individuals come through that.
Now, are you partnered with Paraquad at all?
No, we are not yet partnered with Paraquad yet, but I'm sure that'll be coming down the pipeline.
Yes. Yes.
We're also in the midst of with the trying to get individuals who are receiving unemployment benefits to help again. What you see that is most popular is medical coding and billing, administrative assistance. You want to be a truck driver,
see that on TV.
All of
if
that.
You're at home between the hours of 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. You can see that all day long.
Exactly. Nobody says, hey, I want to be an insurance adjuster when I grow up. You know what I mean? And so what we're doing is we're actually working on getting approved by the U.S. Department of Labor and the U.S. Department of Education to have our program, because we have several courses that we offer along with the pre-licensing course to get you started. And we have put that into one full 6-week program. And we're working on getting that approved by the U.S. Department of Education as an apprenticeship program.
I was good. That was my next thing. So, there's with Alice Prince down at Slate, St. Louis Agency for
Training and
Employment. They are very, very focused on apprenticeship models and opportunities. So that might be another introduction that, might be very advantageous for you.
Yes.
One of the things I wanted to ask, because it seems like you're doing a lot of training. I really didn't even realize that there was a market for that. Are these folks transitioning into jobs or opportunities once they leave you?
That's exactly right. So what we do is we don't just train individuals to be adjusters and get their adjusters licenses. What we are actually doing is mentoring them and coaching them until they receive a deployment assignment and even beyond that. So we give them tips on, okay, these are the companies that you need to apply for. Here are the major independent, adjusting firms that the insurance companies like to work with. So
you add, I think that's significant value, because you're not just training them and saying, bye-bye, done.
Correct.
You are really staying in contact with them until they get opportunities and beyond, I would think, right?
Yes, because we believe that if they're not successful, we're not going to be successful. And I tell my people that all the time. I need you to follow these steps. There are some steps that you have to do even after class to go through the licensing process to get approved as an adjuster. We walk them through those steps. We print out the application for them. We tell them what fields they need to fill out, so forth and so on. And then even with the companies, we are also have relationships with some of those adjusting firms that when I have people go through my class, I'm able to send their information over to that firm and then basically get them on that roster to be able to take advantage of an opportunity when it comes.
So another question for you, because I'm like, this is such a this is really kind of cool, because you are creating independent small business owners.
Yeah, she said earlier. She's creating independent contractors.
Yeah. So are you then linking them back to Colleen? Because some of these people don't know how to run a business.
Right.
So how do you marry that training that you're providing for industry, but marrying it to how to run a business?
You know what? That's a really good idea. We have not discussed that yet.
Okay, there's my $500,000 fund.
Yeah, there you go.
Awesome. Wonderful. Fabulous and done. But that makes a lot of sense, on so many levels. Yeah. And when along those lines, when you see opportunities for growth and development, whether it's Charleen's company or any of the other organizations that are operating out of the incubator, how do you help capitalize on those opportunities for growth? Because as you said, you want them to grow and move. Yeah. Right? Make room for the next Charleen.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. So,
because if I were Charleen, I'd be like, I'm signing a lease for life. I'm right here. Done.
Yeah, it definitely can be a challenge, because, it is a good place to be, and very,
you're not the only incubator with that problem.
Right. I'm sure. But yeah, so I think one of the great things is all of these resources, again, and all of the community partners and connections and business connections that we can kind of connect our clients to and help them along. And that was part, I'm sure, of the logic in bringing together this position of counselor and support manager, so that I can help them, in that way as well, and just, kind of connect them to different events, and even, our vision event that's coming up.
Colleen sits on our planning team for everybody out there. So the partnership is definitely part of this.
Yeah, so absolutely, just making sure that I let all of my entrepreneurial clients know, whether they're in my centers or they're, a counseling client through the SBTDC, and really marrying those two worlds, and so, because it is so easy sometimes to be in our silos, right?
Right.
And not even realize, like, oh my gosh, there's so many resources in St. Louis for entrepreneurs that, I just love connecting people to.
That's what we're known for here. It's not necessarily all the entrepreneurs that are here. It's because we are rich in resources, and being able to hopefully connect those individuals with the right resources to help them grow their businesses. So
Charleen, what does growth look like for you?
Yeah.
Well, I'll say it like this. When we first started, when we signed up with STL VentureWorks, what was that? Okay, what year are we in now?
2016.
So that would have been 2016.
Business owner and entrepreneur.
Too busy to know the day.
What day is it? I don't know. They're all running in together. When we first started off, they have us fill out, a series of forms. And one of the things is that they have us do like a 3-year projection. And originally, I projected that by this time that we would have grown grown by about 20%. We have grown by 40%.
Wow.
So if that gives you an idea of
it does
how great it is and how helpful it is. And of course, like Colleen said, discounted rent.
Yes.
You know, you've got such a professional look now, you know, because a lot of people, because they don't know about insurance adjusting. And for St. Louis, it's not just about, hey, you can be an adjuster. It's, I got to educate you on what that is.
Right.
And so one of the things that we have is we have what we call an Independent Adjuster Life Symposium. And it's just a free information session out there to the public. We put it on Eventbrite for anybody who wants to just come in, spend about 4 hours with us on a Saturday morning and learn about what is it, what does it take to get into it, things like that. Because a lot of people are like, well, where's your office? Well, I've never heard of this before.
Right. So it helps take away some of the skepticism about what you are and how you build a business.
And they talk to friends and family, and the friends and family are like, yeah, that sounds like a get-rich scheme. And it's like, no, it's not. I mean, it's real business. It's real business. It's very lucrative, and it's not something that it exists, and it's real, you know. And so during that symposium session, I like to promote from within. So I actually, you know, ask my adjusters to kind of pay it forward and say, hey, I grab the ones that are like new or they've been doing this for a while. I have kind of a mix of demographics and experience, and they come and they speak and they give their time.
That's great.
And I showcase them, and I kind of step to the back of the room and I'm like, this is all about you guys, you know. And
so are you looking to expand outside of St. Louis?
I was going to say, when you were in Texas, you were getting demands to come to St. Louis. I can only imagine you're getting demands in other markets now.
Are you still in Texas too? Do you have a
Yes,
entity?
we still do some training classes in Texas as well.
Okay.
So yes, we are looking to expand. We have had a lot of individuals come from out of state to come to our classes, in particular Memphis, Tennessee, and Chicago, Illinois.
Okay.
So
right in the Midwest.
That's right. And both of them are just 4 hours away in either direction.
Totally doable.
Yes.
Southwest has good flights.
Yes.
And a sale going on right now.
Okay.
Fall sale going on.
So yes, we are looking into, it'll most likely we'll roll it out next year into expanding into those areas, doing symposiums there and seeing kind of, you know, what it's looking like. And if people are showing interest, then we're going to keep going. So yeah.
So how many employees do you have? You keep saying we. Usually when entrepreneurs say that, it's like you and somebody else.
That's me and my mother, Deborah Johnson. We are
it's still the two of you guys.
It's still the two of us.
Okay.
We're a two-woman, well-oiled machine.
That's great.
That's grown 40% in the last 2.5 years.
Wow.
That's exactly right. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Very impressive.
Yeah.
Yes, that is amazing.
I just love seeing the growth and the change that happens in people's life. That is what really just does it for me, and that's what keeps me going despite anything else. When somebody, like one of our first adjusters, when they made their first adjusting dollar, they framed it and gave it to us and was like, thank you so much, and we couldn't have done this without you. And that's the thing that just really makes a difference when I have people come to me and say, I know you didn't know this, but my home was in foreclosure before I became an adjuster, and I was making, we have one adjuster, he was making $50,000 a year, which we would say that's a decent salary here. Married, they only had one child, but his wife did have some medical issues, and so did his son. And so despite that, they were still, you know,
struggling.
They were still in the red. And as a result of becoming an adjuster, now they're able to put their son through the school that they need him to go to. They're able to take care of her medical bills and his medical bills. They are still in their home, things like that. He bought a new truck, you know, everything.
That's impact. That's economic
and this
impact.
Is, right. I mean, this is where the rubber hits the road, right?
Yes.
You're thriving as a business owner, that you're able to create opportunities for other people to thrive.
Right.
I get excited about this work because I see it as a way to build generational wealth.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Right?
Absolutely.
And whether that's wealth you pass on to your loved ones, or it's wealth that goes back into your community through charitable giving. There's lots of ways to deploy it. But to me, what excites me about entrepreneurship is it can create generational wealth, close wage gaps, close wealth gaps. You know, even thinking about your mom, being at Chrysler was a good job for a really long time, right? And yet she made sure she had her plan B in place, and it
brought you into it.
And
exactly,
you know, because opportunities change, landscapes change,
Absolutely.
economies change.
Exactly.
And the ability to be successful despite those changes.
I am amazed that, mom and daughter are in business together because, mom and
That's
girls.
about as hard as husband and wife.
Yes, because I can see my son, if I say, let's do business together, he would be like, why would I do that with you?
No.
Well, I think the fact that you still refer to him as the boy would probably make it a little hard to partner, but that's just a guess on my part.
Yes,
That
plus
poor
he's
child.
only 16, so
Well, there's all
we'd
that.
have to wait a little bit longer, but...
He is still technically a boy, I think.
I would say Deborah has done an exceptional job in whipping me into shape over the years. So we work very well together. Of course, we have our moments where we may disagree or have a difference of opinion.
And she's going to tell you who's mama.
That's exactly
I
right.
was gonna
She
say.
pulls the card. She really does. She
But
pulls
she's
rank
Deborah
sometimes.
in the office and mom at home.
That's exactly
She
right.
says, you got all these titles, but guess what?
I'm
still mama. You got to come home.
That's awesome.
We also believe in like a holistic approach too with our adjusters. So we even educate them on, it's a family affair. So fast forward to the future, I have 2 of my aunts that are adjusters and have been trained by me, as well as an uncle. And my younger cousin, he also has been an adjuster before. Well, he transitioned to he's an accountant. So he's now transitioned into his own accounting firm. And so we even educate our adjusters on, let's talk about how you got to file your taxes. Let's talk about
all the practical things that go along with being a business owner, an independent contractor.
Let's get your EIN numbers going. You need to put your name under an LLC.
That's what I was saying.
Tax write-offs.
It looks like there's a great opportunity where the partnership can be even
I think your portfolio is going to grow.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You ready to do this, Colleen?
I'm
You
ready.
for
Let's
it?
do it. All right. And I just wanted to say, I know Deborah as well.
Yes.
Mom.
She's a pistol.
And believe me, we need another show. Okay.
Awesome.
I love Deborah.
I think
can't
she could
believe she's
school
not
us
here.
on a whole bunch of other things, right?
Oh
Absolutely.
my gosh, this
Yes.
is wonderful. Well,
Mom,
this
I
has
hope
been
you're listening.
She better be. I need that subscribe and download, man. Help a girl out.
Exactly. This has been so cool to learn something that I didn't know.
Yeah, you're jazzed.
I am like,
you're ready to go and get trained and rock the world.
I'm ready to get my 16-year-old
I'm just
trained
saying,
on
it's a
something.
nice annuity.
That sounds like a job for him.
Josh, what's your
Tyler.
son's name?
Tyler.
Tyler and Josh, we got to get them in
Tyler
the
and
queue.
Josh, come on in.
Awesome.
Come on home.
So, Colleen, where can folks find out more about how they can find out about you, your services, SBTDC, SLEDP, VentureWorks, the whole shebang?
There will be a test, but
Yes.
until then. So my direct
You all
line.
didn't see her eyes got this.
It was like all that. I'm like, yeah, all that. How do they find all that?
Oh my goodness. So I think the best way is to contact me directly. And my direct line is 314-615-7694.
Can you repeat that again for folks? Because I'm sure they were like
Absolutely.
scrambling to go get a pen.
314-615-7694. And I'm Colleen. That's my direct line. So
Call her.
please
And if
give me a
if they
call.
want to check you out on the web just before they give you a call, where would
What's the
what's the
website?
best website?
The STLpartnership.com.
Awesome. They can find out more. And if I want to be an insurance adjuster, if I want to talk to you about business and being a business owner, if I otherwise want to get
Deborah.
of course, if I want to talk to Deborah, what's the best way to find you, Charleen?
The best way that anybody can reach us is just give us a call at 877-466-6698. I'll repeat that.
Yes.
877-466-6698. Please also feel free to visit our website at tpas.us, and that is T as in terrific, P as in perfect, A as in awesome, and S as in simpatico.us.
I'm loving her. She is a
Awesome.
branding queen.
You would know.
Oh my God, you are a branding queen.
All righty. And on that note, thank you, ladies, for
Thank
making
you.
time to be with
Thank
us.
you for
This
having
is so
us.
fun.
Really enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Changing the way way you view new ventures. Igniting your thinking about entrepreneurship. It's Entrepreneurially Thinking. Get connected and discover more. Visit our website for show notes, resources, information about our guests, upcoming events, and of course, all your favorite episodes. If you have any questions, be sure to leave them for us in the comment sections, and be sure to leave us a 5-star rating on iTunes. The best way to show love is to share. Let everybody know that you're thinking entrepreneurially. So visit our website, entrepreneurially-thinking.com. #ETHINKSTL. Entrepreneurially Thinking is another positive production of Rare Gem Productions. Thanks for listening.